Meet the Siberian white basketball player, Luka Doncic. His stats prove that he's one of the best to ever play the game.
On face value and think about what you say, they're listening on the court and handling their business. So just to switch the topic for a minute, the Clippers need to get their priorities together and go out on the court perform and quit worrying about what's going on. 21-year-old stud in Luka Doncic. But, the way he handled it, I appreciate Montrez, right? For going up, being a bigger person, squashing. But right now I'm looking at the Los Angeles Clippers, and they're beefing more on social media with people than they're beefing with the guys on the court and handling their business. So just to switch the topic for a minute, the Clippers need to get their priorities together and go out on the court perform and quit worrying about what's going on and all this barking and go out there and start doing some fighting. But on the flip side of it, I think, they handled it, they squashed it between them two, and let it be gone. Let it be over. Well, KP, I think you're right on all your points, but I think the basketball element of this is secondary to the purposes of this discussion. I think what you brought up about Montrezl Harrell apologizing, and you also brought up about the noise that the Clippers appear to be making in social media, I think, the way he handled it, he shouldn't have poked that bear. He shouldn't have told him that because he woke up a sleeping giant. People say that Luka wasn't offended. I believe he was offended by watching them play last night and what he did to the Clippers because the Clippers have a deep team. They have Kawhi Leonard, who's a champion. They have a championship coaching staff. But nobody else on that team has won a championship. And they do a lot of barking. No biting. They do a lot of barking and no biting. Now they have to back it up. So what they should have did, he barked up the wrong tree by waking up this 21-year-old stud in Luka Doncic. But, the way he handled it, I appreciate Montrez, right? For going up, being a bigger person, squashing. But right now I'm looking at the Los Angeles Clippers, and they're beefing more on social media with people than they're beefing with his willingness to apologize. And Luka Doncic is European. He's not white. When we talk about slavery in this country and what appear to be making in social media, I think those are the two biggest points. And this is why I think we should take a moment to appreciate Montrezl Harrell and Luka Doncic and what we saw from them. First of all, Luka Doncic is European. He's not white. When we talk about slavery in this country and whatever, that's conflating the issues to some degree. I get all of that. I was talking about your skin and why Montrezl said what he said. But in the end, his willingness to apologize and Luka Doncic's willingness to accept it is a big thing because, KP, this is a former player in the NBA. The guys, there are not everybody, not most, but there are far...
So Stephen A. just said European is not white. European.
According to Wikipedia, Europe is a continent.
Uh-oh, looks like Stephen A. fell flat. So where people is racial classification of skin of color, perceived usually mostly extensively from people of European descent, depending on the context of the nationality. So European is white, and basically Stephen A. Smith tried to talk his way out of it by making a statement that European people are not white, but they actually are. They're called European Americans. That's what he is. He's a white basketball player. Stephen A. Smith just talks, but he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's right here on Google. It's even on Wikipedia. So, what he just said is basically a lie just to get his way out of it. Now here's a video, I think, of what happened.
Before we go to break, let's go back and let me just get your guys' take on.
So here's the video.
Montrezl Harrell, Luka Doncic thing, and this is what got.
So you can see Montero's talking.
How it developed.